It's the No Nay Never podcast. It's quarterfinal 4. It's Popemaster with Phil Bird.
Hello, and welcome to something a little bit different from the No Nay Never podcast. My name is Dave Roberts, and with no Burnley matches to preview during the summer break, we've teamed up with Burnley FC club commentator Phil Bird to bring you a summer quiz. We'll be posing Burnley FC related quiz questions to 8 quarter-finalists who have volunteered to test their Claret's knowledge. We're calling our quiz Popemaster, with a nod to the BBC's music quiz Popemaster, as the questions follow a similar format. There are 10 questions, with each round worth 3 points, apart from rounds 3, 6 and 9, which are worth 6 points each. A maximum score of 39 points are available for each contestant. The rules are fairly simple. We'll be recording with all 8 of our quarter-finalists, and the top 4 scorers will progress through to the semi-final stage in our quest to find this summer's Popemaster. If there is a tie, we'll decide the winner on a count-back basis, with higher scores in round 10 being compared, then round 9, etc., until we have a winner. And we're going to be hearing from our next 2 Popemaster contestants today. In fact, the final 2 contestants, because we've had 6 already, the last 2 of the quarter-finalists are today. But before we do, we're once again very fortunate to have a very special guest here with us. Our quizmaster, Phil Bird, doesn't need too much of an introduction to Burnley fans. He's been the voice of Burnley Football Club for 20 years, covering matches home and away for Claret's World, Claret's Player, and now on Claret's Plus. So welcome, Phil. How are you doing today?
I'm good. You okay, Dave?
I'm very well, thank you. Yes, we've got 2 more contestants today to face our questions. I'm sure it won't be too traumatic an experience for them.
I'm brushing up on my knowledge. I'm using it as an opportunity to do a bit of revision myself.
Good thinking, very good thinking. And basically, we've got another contestant today, and our first contestant of the final 2 is Megan Pollard. Welcome to the Popemaster and the No Nay Never podcast, Megan. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. For the benefit of our listeners, can you tell us whereabouts you are right now, and let us know, for the benefit of our listeners, let us know how you came to be a Burnley fan and what your first season was.
Yeah, so I'm currently in Cumbria, a bit of a trek to get down to the Clarets. Not that I've been able to do that recently. I started watching Burnley. Well, I remember being in the cricket field stand because the Jimmy Mack stand was being built. So that was 96-ish. But I think I was just a floating fan at that point. I don't really remember it that well. But I think my first season was the 99-2000 season. So it was a pretty good one to join in on the Clarets family. And I started because my dad supported Burnley, and he brought me to it. And he had me at the weekends, and he wanted to go watch Burnley. So along I went with him.
And the bug's bitten.
The bug was bitten, yeah.
Okay, well, before we came on air, we asked you to choose a letter from A to H of those that are left. You chose letter F, which is set of questions 1. That's your random set of questions, which you're going to be facing today. So without further ado, I'll hand you over to Phil Bird for the questions. Over to you, Phil.
Hi, Megan. How are we?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Good luck with this. I'm sure you'll do fine. We're going to start off with round 1, which is opening day. It relates to Burnley's opening day league games since 2000. We need the name of Burnley's manager and an extra point for the year. Burnley beat Queen's Park Rangers 2-0 on the opening day of this league season, with Steve Jones scoring twice on his debut. Who was Burnley's manager, and what was the year?
Gosh. Steve Cottrell?
Steve Cottrell's right. Yeah, you're off the mark straight away.
That's good. 2004?
It wasn't. No, it's later than that. 2006, 2007 season. But you're off the mark with 2 points. Round 2 is a numbers round, and it's multiple choice. If you can give us the correct answer, it's worth 3 points. What was Burnley's final league position at the end of the 2012-13 season? Was it A, 7th, B, 10th, or C, 13th? What was Burnley's final league position at the end of the 2012-13 season? Was it A, 7th, B, 10th, C, 13th?
Trying to work out
Yeah.
what season we're in at the moment.
They all merge into one.
They do. I'll go with 7th.
It wasn't 7th, no, it was
No.
13th actually. That's Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche joins us halfway through that season.
I knew
was a
it
bit
wasn't
of
the
a hit
Premier
and
League.
miss season.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't a Premier
Yeah,
League,
and-
but I couldn't remember if it was.
Yeah,
which,
we
where
recovered a
finished.
little bit at the end to finish 13th. Anyway, no worries. Round 3 is the other clubs round. It's the first bonus round. Rounds 3, 6, and 9 are worth double points. Prior to joining Burnley, which 3 other English league teams did Ashley Barnes play for? Prior to joining Burnley, which 3 other English league teams did Ashley Barnes play for?
Another one was definitely Brighton.
Brighton's correct, yeah.
And then I'm going to be struggling after that, so I'm just going to have to say I don't know. No, Leicester. It's one of them. That's Chris Wood, isn't it? I know he's Brighton.
It
You
is
should give me
Chris
Chris Wood instead of Ashley Barnes.
I think there's a few more, I think.
We'll go with that. Yeah, we'll go with the past one on that one. I don't think I'm going to get them.
Okay. Brighton's obviously right. He started at Plymouth. He had a brief spell
Yeah,
at
definitely.
Torquay. So there's 3 sides. It was a bit of a toughie, that. Obviously, Brighton was the easiest of the 3, but you've got 2 points. Round 4 is the opposition teams round. All we need is the name of the team, and it's worth 3 points. Which team knocked Burnley out of the 2007-2008 FA Cup at the 3rd round stage? Which team knocked Burnley out of the 2007-2008 FA Cup at the 3rd round stage?
So 17.
Yeah. 3rd round stage probably wouldn't be a surprise.
Probably say Man City. Just 'cause
No,
that's
it
always-
wasn't Man City. It has been in recent years. It was Arsenal. Arsenal won
okay.
at Turf Moor. Now then, round 5 is the goal scorers round. It's multiple choice. It's 3 points for the correct answer. We need to know from these 3 players who scored the most goals for Burnley. Is it Andre Gray, Adrian Heath, or Brian Miller? Covering some different eras there.
We had that.
Who
We always
scored the most
saw
goals?
Andre Gray.
Andre Gray, Adrian Heath, or Brian Miller?
Go with. I'll go with Brian Miller just because. Yeah, go with him.
Yeah, it's correct. 3
Oh,
points.
thank
Yeah,
God.
good one. A little bit of a trick question because he wasn't a forward, but he was with
No.
us much longer. He scored 37. Adrian Heath had 35, and Andre Gray 33. So well done. That's 3 points. Round 6, second bonus round, with double points. It's about vintage clarets. We need to know which team did Burnley beat to win the Charity Shield in 1973, and which player scored the only goal. Think about what your dad's told you about Burnley. Charity Shield, 1973.
I think he was good in the 70s. Yeah, I've got no chance on this one. Go with the defender because I can think of him, Martin Dobson, which is wrong.
It wasn't Martin Dobson.
No.
Guess on the team. Have a guess on the team.
Coventry?
It wasn't Coventry. No, it was Manchester City. We actually
Yeah.
won there at Main Road. Colin Waldron got the goal. Round 7, recent transfers. Which club released Tom Heaton immediately prior to him joining Burnley in 2013. Probably one of our best ever free transfer signings. Who did he leave to join Burnley?
Oh. And then he brought Jones with him.
Yeah, his mate David Jones. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say it begins with B. Am I right in that? Can you give me a hint?
Can't give any clues.
Bristol City?
It is. Well done. 3 points.
Pulled that
well
one
done.
out of somewhere.
I knew you knew that. I knew you knew it. Round 8 is all about players who scored on their Burnley debut or only ever scored once for the club. So which Burnley player scored on his debut away to Bolton Wanderers in August 2000?
Gosh. I'm trying to think who we signed. Well, obviously, it would be our first main season back up. Well, in the championship. No. Trying to think of someone from that era. Who did we sign then? This isn't. No.
And give us a name. Have a guess.
Only goal. John Harley keeps coming in my mind, but that's wrong because I know he scored a free kick for us later on. But that's the only name that's coming to head. I know that's wrong.
No, it's not John Harley. No, it's Phil Gray. I think it was the only goal actually he scored for us. Didn't quite work out, and he moved on. Phil Gray scored. It was a 1-1 draw at Bolton Wanderers. So round 9, again, is a bonus round. It focuses on Burnley players who've scored a hat-trick for the club. It's a 2-part question worth 3 points each. Only one player scored a hat-trick during Owen Coyle's time as Burnley manager. Who was the player and which team did he score the hat-trick against? So only one player scored a hat-trick during Owen Coyle's time as manager. Who was the player and which team did he score the hat-trick against?
Is it Akinbaye?
It wasn't Adi Akinbaye, no. But you can still have a go at the team.
Owen Coyle. Don't know. We'll go with Bristol. I don't know.
It wasn't, no. Akinbaye played that day. It was Andy Cole. Burnley won at Queen's Park Rangers 4-2. Cole scored 3. I think Akinbaye got the other one. So lastly, it's the name of the year round 10. In which year was Stan Ternent appointed Burnley manager? So 3 points for the correct year, 1 either way. In which year was Stan Ternent appointed as Burnley manager? I know you know this.
98.
It is, for 3 points. Well done, Megan. Well done. Some toughies there, to be fair, but well done. Dave's going to tell us how many you scored.
Yeah, we totted the scores up and you scored 13 points, Megan.
Oh, well, I got above 10, so that's better than I thought I was going to do.
Well,
that is decent. Don't worry about it.
Our listeners know what the other previous scores are, and there's still another quarter-finalist to come. You won't know where you stand in the rankings, but we'll let you know after we've done all 8 recordings. We've got another contestant coming up after our interval today, and we'll find out who our top 4 scorers are. So good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
Fingers crossed, and we'll see how
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks,
no worries,
Megan.
thank you.
You have been listening to the Summer Popemaster Quiz brought to you by the Known and Never podcast. Tune in every week where on a Tuesday you'll hear analysis, debate and discussion on the latest game featuring the mighty Clarets and all things Claret and Blue. Then tune in again on a Friday night for the preview show where we look ahead to our next opponents. We have Statman Dave's Quiz of the Week and the highly competitive and much loved Known and Never Fantasy Premier League. So if you like what you hear, go right ahead to your favourite podcast provider and hit that subscribe button.
Well, we now have our second contestant in place today and ready. So I'd like to welcome Dan Black to the Known and Never podcast and to Popemaster. Welcome, Dan.
Good evening. Good to see you all.
Good to see you. For the benefit of our listeners, can you tell us whereabouts in the world you are right now, and can you tell us the season you saw your first Burnley match?
I'm calling from the Ribble Valley, and the first season, I couldn't pinpoint the first season. My dad always used to tell me that it took me on as a kid, obviously when I was too young to even remember. But I think my most vivid memory from supporting Burnley in my youth was probably the 91-92 4th Division Championship winning season. That's the one that stands out the most. I think that's where I can remember most of the season there, because I travelled the length and breadth of the country with my dad, travelling to games here, there and everywhere. Lincoln, Hereford, Barnet, Maidstone, Wrexham, wherever else we were there that year. So I think that's the one I'd pinpoint.
Well, you never know. There might be some questions on that season, or there may not. It's totally at random. So, as we say, with our questions, though, you've drawn the short straw. You're our 8th and final quarter-finalist for Popemaster. So you're left with the final set of questions, which is set of questions 7. So I'll hand you over to our quizmaster, Mr. Phil Bird, and he'll take you through the questions. Over to you, Phil.
Hi, Dan. How are we doing?
Good, thank you. Go easy on me, please.
Yeah, I'll try. You having a good summer?
Yeah, it's not been too bad, thanks. How are you getting on?
Yeah, fine. Bit of a break. Yeah, bit of a break. How you get on with the cricket scores and the bowls scores?
Yeah, well, that's it now. That all takes precedence.
That's your priority.
So,
that's your priority for now.
Completely different outlook at work at the minute. So, yeah, nice little break, as you say, and then back to it soon.
Yeah, not far off, is it? Not far off. Right, we'll kick off.
Have a bit more normality again by the time the season comes back. So we'll see fans.
Yes. Yeah, it makes a big difference when you're reporting on games, doesn't it?
Of course it does, yeah, absolutely.
I know you've been taking it in turns to go away as well. It's meant you haven't gone to as many away games.
Yeah, I mean, it has been tough at times. Obviously, you're travelling down alone and you're a bit restricted when you get to games and stuff, so you don't have much interaction with people when you get down there either. So they are long days, and then obviously not as enjoyable as when there's stadiums full of fans, is it?
No, we need everybody back. I think the team need everybody back.
Definitely, absolutely, yeah.
Let's get going. 10 questions. We start with round 1, which is opening day. Relates to Burnley's opening day league game since 2000. We need the name of the Burnley manager, and that's worth 2 points, and an extra point for the correct year. Burnley drew 2-2 against Watford on the opening day of this season, with goals from Keith Tracy and Charlie Austin, helping Burnley come back from being 2 down. Who was the Burnley manager? What was the year?
Seem to remember a 2-2 when Darch was in charge. I think it was Ben Mee's first game, but I don't think that was the first game of the season. I'm going to go Eddie Howe.
That's correct, yeah.
2011-12 will it have been?
It was, yeah, 2011. Yeah, Eddie Howe, 2011. Good start, 3 points. Round 2, numbers round, and that's multiple choice. How many home matches did Burnley win in the Premier League last season? Was it A4, B5, or C6? How many home matches did Burnley win in the Premier League during last season? Was it A4, B5, or C6?
I think they had a better record away from home last season, didn't they? So finished with 39. 4, 5, or 6, did you say?
It is, yeah, 4, 5, or 6.
I'll go with 6.
It wasn't 6, no, it was only 4. It was only 4. Palace, Sheffield United, Wolves, and Villa. I thought you were going to say 4, actually.
I knew we had a better record away from home.
More wins away from home than at home.
Yeah.
Anyway, not to worry. Round 3 is a bonus round with double points.
Okay.
It's the other clubs round. In addition to Burnley, Jimmy Dunn has played in the English Football League for 3 clubs. In addition to Burnley, Jimmy Dunn has played in the English Football League for 3 clubs. Name them.
Oh, God, I've gone blank. Sunderland.
He's one, yeah.
I mean, he was at Hearts, wasn't he? But that obviously didn't count. Jimmy Dunn, where did he go? I'm drawing a blank here. This is bad. Sunderland. No, I can't think. I'm struggling with that.
No.
Sunderland
No.
was definitely one.
Sorry, say that again.
Sunderland was definitely
Oh,
one.
Sunderland's definitely right. Yeah, Sunderland's right. Yeah.
Where else has he been? Wow.
I'm going to put you out of your misery.
Yeah, go on.
I'm going to close to home as well, isn't it? Accrington Stanley.
Stanley. Oh,
And he was with Joey Barton at Fleetwood.
Of course. Yeah.
He did have a spell at Barrow, but they were non-league at that stage. But you've got 2 points. Round 4, opposition teams round. We need to know which team knocked Burnley out of the 2012-2013 FA Cup at the 3rd round stage. Which team knocked Burnley out of the 2012-2013 FA Cup at the 3rd round stage?
Oh, God. Memory's terrible. So that was Datch's first season in charge, wasn't it? Racking my brain here. Memory's awful. 2012, 13. I can't think. No.
No, it was his first cup tie in charge, wasn't it? Away at Barnsley.
Away at where, sorry?
Away at Barnsley.
Barnsley.
Brian Stock got sent off, you'll remember. We lost 1-0.
I remember now, I still can't recall the game. I remember him getting sent off. I can't recall that game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Round 5, goal scorers round. It's multiple choice, worth 3 points. We need to know which player has scored the most goals for Burnley between these 3. Mike Conroy, Martin Patterson, or Gareth Taylor.
Now, if memory serves me right, I think they've only all finished top scorer once, didn't they? I think. I can't think of another. I mean, Mike Conroy got a bag full that season, didn't he?
Mike Conroy, Martin Patterson, or Gareth Taylor.
I'm going to eliminate Taylor, I think. I think Martin Patterson, was he just more scored less goals probably during the season, but did it more consistent? I'm going to go Patois then.
Oh, yeah. No, it's Mike Conroy, actually. It is
Conroy?
tight between the 3 of them. Conroy got 40, Patterson and Taylor 37 apiece. Round 7 on recent transfers. Sorry, say again.
Conroy got about 28 that season or something, didn't he?
Did, yeah, 91, 92, yeah. But left a couple of seasons after, didn't he?
Yeah.
Went to Preston. Round 6 is our second bonus round. It's called Vintage Clarets. So we're looking back at past seasons. Which 2 teams did Burnley face in the 1960-61 European Cup campaign? Which 2 teams did Burnley face in the 1960-61 European Cup campaign? You'll have written about these games.
I think I know this one, yeah. I think Reims in Hamburg, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, correct.
I remember reading about that recently.
Yep, 6 points. 2 lots of 3.
I mean, that's bad, isn't it? I remember more about that era than I do about this one.
Well, I can't explain that, to be honest. Round 7 looks at recent transfers, and it's worth 3 points. From which club did Burnley sign Naki Wells in 2017?
Would have been Huddersfield.
It was Huddersfield Town, yeah, for 3 points. Round 8 is all about players who scored on their Burnley debut or only ever scored once for the club. It's worth 3 points. Which Burnley player scored on his debut against West Ham United in February 2010? Which Burnley player scored on his debut against West Ham United in February 2010?
Is it Danny Fox?
It is, yeah. Fantastic free kick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In a 2-1 win. Question 9, final bonus round. It's worth 6 points. 2-part question. It's on Andy Payton. Andy Payton scored 3 Burnley hat-tricks. One was in the League Cup when he came off the bench against Hartlepool. But against which 2 teams did he net hat-tricks in league games?
Trying to think back to that season at the start of the millennium when he won the Golden Boot. Trying to think who he scored against. Did he score a hat-trick?
Pates would tell you straight away.
Oh no, yeah.
He knows
Yeah, I mean,
everything about his career, doesn't he?
Yeah, I used to speak to his brother quite a lot as well, and his brother knew absolutely everything about his careers, collectibles and everything. I mean, Oh God, he scored that many goals. I'm trying to pinpoint the games he scored a hat-trick in. Do you know what? And I'm sure I've only watched a video of one of them the other day as well. Gosh. I'm gonna have to say something like Scunthorpe and Gillingham.
No, it isn't, Dan. No, you remember these. Colchester United and Oxford United. The Oxford United one was just before the end of the millennium, and he scored the last goal of the millennium.
I saw it was the Colchester one I saw the other week. I saw the Colchester one the other week.
Yeah, they opened the Jimmy Mack stand, they officially opened it for that day. Jimmy Mack was there. We beat Oxford United, the last game of the millennium. Round 10, name the year. 3 points if you're spot on, 1 point if you're 1 year out. Simply, in which year? You need it. In which year was Owen Coyle appointed Burnley manager? In which year was Owen Coyle appointed as Burnley manager?
And what's the point system on this?
3 points if you're spot on, 1 if you're a year either way. So in which year was Owen Coyle appointed Burnley manager?
It was. Cot selecting 2007.
It was, yeah. It was November, to be precise, 2007. So you finished with 3 points. And you've done okay there. You know, and some you struggle with. You knew those Andy Payton ones as well, Dan. I'm sure you did.
You just when you're trying to think of it on the spot, you've got so much going through your head. It just clouds your memory. And
yeah, it does.
I'll think back at some of them questions and think.
You'll know the Barnsley game as well.
Yeah,
it was a nothing game. It was a late mistake late on from the Beast. We thought we'd got a replay, and they won late on. Anyway, never mind. Dave will tell you how many you've got.
I will, yes. I've talked just before we start, Dan. Have you thought of a team name now?
It's not been half an hour yet.
It's not clean.
You've got a total of 20 points out of a possible 39.
That's pretty poor, really, isn't it?
We're going to leave you in suspense because we've got some totting up to do. But yeah, that's our 8th and final contestant, Dan, who got 20 points out of 39. And we'll see how that compares to our other 7 contestants and who's going to be our 4 semi-finalists in Popemaster. And now we've had all 8 of our Popemaster quarter-finalists. We can reveal who our top 4 are who've reached the semi-finals. And the way it's going to work is that the high-scoring quarter-finalist will play the 4th highest scorer, and 2 will play 3. So it's kind of seeded for the semi-finals. So if you've been following the episodes, you'll probably have an idea of who's there, but we can confirm now for you that our highest scoring player was Tom Whittaker, our very own Tom Whittaker. He had 33 points, and he's going to face 4th placed Dan Black, who got 20 points. That's going to be our first semi-final. And the second semi-final is between Adam Dennett, who got 30 points, and Andrew Blythe, who got 24. What do you think about that, Phil? Who's our favourites out of those 4, do we think?
Well, some good scores, I thought. I thought the lads did really well, and Megan as well, of course. So we got some good scores in there. It's very competitive. I think just at the end of the day, you know, if you've got the knowledge, if you can remember dates, I think dates are key, aren't they here? Managers' dates, it helps you. Tom was super. I thought Tom was really good. Stand out from him. He'll be the favourite, perhaps going into the semi-finals. But I think you'll be having a little think about the questions, won't you, Dave? And you'll be making sure they're tested.
Well, yeah, we've covered certain rounds already in the quarterfinals. We're going to change things around a little bit. With you on, Phil, we're going to have a classic commentary round, so that'll be something a little bit different. And we're also going to do on this.
Not bloopers. It's not bloopers, is it? Just checking. It's not bloopers.
Not bloopers. No, definitely not.
There's a few of them.
No, and then we're going to have some on this day rounds as well. So we're going to look at
good.
That might be something people can swat up on before the semi-finals as well.
Oh, right. Good. I'm sure it'll be very competitive. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, very much so. So basically, that's it for our quarterfinals. You can join us again for our semi-finals. There'll be 2 podcast episodes. We'll spread them out. We'll have our first semi-final and our second semi-final, and then we're hoping to have the grand final in July, probably just before the Euros final. So stay tuned for those episodes. All that remains for me to do is to say thank you to today's contestants, as well as all the contestants we've had for the quarterfinals, as well as our quizmaster Phil Bird. Thanks also to Turf Moor Stadium announcer Dominic Walker for recording our Popemaster intros, and a special thanks as always to our producer Matt for pulling everything together behind the scenes to make these sound professional, or as professional as we can. Remember to tune in next time for our first of our 2 semi-finalists. I've been Dave Roberts. This has been Popemaster from the No Nay Never podcast. Until next time.